Hello and welcome to another random battle replay cast. And today I'm not even featuring someone I don't know. No, I'm featuring someone who's connected with me via TeamSpeak. So welcome Barte, who's playing the famous Kremlin here on Atlantic. Maybe you can introduce yourself for those who don't know you, or for those who don't know you, basically.
Hello, people. I'm Barte. I've been on this channel for some time now, and I've been featuring some replays too. I've been playing this game for since beta, basically, and we were in the same clan as well for some time, and yeah, I played some King of the Sea. Basically, I'm old. I
Basically,
played,
I'm old. All
yeah,
right.
I, I played this game for a long time.
Okay, let's have a quick look over the lineup, right? So that's always what we want to see. It looks pretty standard to me. A lot of cruisers, a lot of battleships, CVs. Yeah, well, you find a lot of these nowadays, and two destroyers. So this is basically manageable, right? At least I would say.
Yeah, it's not nothing too special about the lineup. Like,
Oh, no long range accuracy, right?
yeah, that's how I was. I was even talking to my division mate and say, yeah, I basically didn't see him over that island. I just, you
Press the
know,
trigger.
closed my eyes and shot, and yeah, it
Glorious
worked.
Russian engineering. All right, so you're heading towards A then, and I mean, only with two destroyers, positions are unknown, but I guess you can expect it to be at B and on C. C is contested. Yeah, there we get a confirmation that Daring is at C. Um, I don't know what the Shimakaze is doing there. Probably tangling it out with the carrier. That's usually not such a good idea. Um, and yeah, you're heading or steaming more or less full speed towards the A cap. That's probably your first designation here.
Yeah, the plan was because we have some, especially two Smolensk on A, which I thought they were just gonna smoke up and hold them. So all these people we see now in this gap behind these two islands are basically stuck. I mean, they can't push into to Smolensk and Montana. And I thought if I stay in this gap, I can have some juicy broadsides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty good thinking there. Probably that's always like these like strats tactics that you make up during the game when it already started and you see the map positioning, um, and which identifies like players that have or use their mind basically, right? So, I mean, we are always complaining about people playing just like without even thinking. At least it looks like it.
Yeah, I agree. And also, like, I'm not a big fan of, these, like, making up a plan in the spawn basically and sticking to it because it never works. You can't predict the enemy. So we say we go to one side and then we see what's happened basically, like,
And then
and
just the
react to
core.
the enemy what they are doing. If we can push, we push. If we need to retreat, we retreat basically. And yeah,
There's, by the way, already one Smolensk gone. And this Moskva, he has like
yeah, I don't
pretty
know.
questionable idea of how to damage and how to angle. Yeah.
Yeah, angling is not a big thing in this game by the enemy. We can see that.
And he's shooting constantly AP on you when you're
Yeah.
angled. Well, that's not how you do it, folks. Meanwhile, you lose Smolensk at A because he got torped by Shima, so that is also a
No problem.
confirmation. So you know
Like
that
here,
there's a Shima.
I realized this is not going to work because this one understands. I just be there and be basically the anvil at which the enemy will break upon. Hopefully, I go into the cap even to contest it
Yeah.
and try to hold them. And Vavetti lays in the DPM from this gap.
What we also see is there will be a cyclone soon.
Yes, I didn't notice that actually when I was playing. I think I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's also one of these features I sometimes like, especially in a battleship. You can have great games, but there are classes that or ships that are really struggling in cyclones. That's why I wouldn't say I hate it, but it implements too much random. Oh my god, this must go again.
Yeah.
Too much randomness, in my opinion. Some call it fun. I call it randomness.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's some ships you can really do not function in a cyclone.
Yeah.
And what I really dislike is that CVs are basically like, because planes are spotted at like 2 kilometers, I think. So UA is basically even more useless.
Isn't
But
it
yeah.
like that the carrier sees you also a bit delayed though?
I'm not sure. It could be.
I think that was in a former time. I mean,
But if you look at the minimap and rely on the other spotting, then I think you can drop pretty good. But I'm nowhere near carrier main.
yeah, same here. I'm more like, could be not. All right. Naturally, you will be a target of the destroyer. You're pushing
I
and so
think
on.
these are Zautorps actually, but I'm not sure.
Oh, could be as well. Yeah, true, because Shimakaze was spotted
But
left
yeah,
of you.
I noticed that Shima on the left side, but that position is quite old, I think so.
Problem is, it can be nasty for you because you can end up in a situation where you have to give broadside and eat torps from the side. So, you naturally this is like the most tricky part. Do you have any advice? Oh, well, okay. That Shima likes to torp
Yeah, he
smokes.
killed both
Smolensk.
Smolensk, which is like, yeah, I cursed.
Well, we know how the average Smolensk player is handling torpedoes, right?
Pressing that hydro button is rather challenging indeed.
Yes, interesting. That's maybe he was even aware and he didn't care. We can just speculate. All right, so you're just maneuvering the cap backwards, forwards. Any advices for people how to react in such a situation? I mean, obviously, if that Shima is a good player, then you will have literally no chance at some point, unless Vavetti is coming in with the radar.
But yeah, against the torpedoes, my advice would be that you can like go forward and reverse a bit to throw off the aim, and even if you go forward and reverse, use your rudder as well.
Oh.
So and always put your nose into the destroyer. So, or your back, I don't know, depends on the positioning, but never show broadside to the destroyer because it makes you such a huge target for the torpedoes.
That's just the Montana, so you can show broadside to it because you're in the Kremlin. And the poor 406mm.
Let's talk about these salvos though. Like, they are. I don't know what happened. Sometimes I feel like maybe I misaimed, but it really did not look like. It's just RG screwing me there. Yeah, okay, one, two.
Well, usually, I think Montana is a tough nut to crack, even for the pen of Kremlin. But if you hit in the front or in the back, so below the turrets, then you have an easier time usually to hit the citadel.
That's probably it then, because I always aim center mass between the funnels, basically.
At least that was my experience with Montana, Ohio, and so on. But here you falsify that statement by just wrecking him. So that is another threat dealt with, and Vavetti gets to kill. You now get... The crossbow went all the way from C over to A. Interesting, okay.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for that though, because he can deal with the Shima.
That's true, yeah. I mean, most of the destroyer players usually don't care or don't know that they have to screen for the DDs to... or in the end, either like pushing him away or killing him is like a key to success. Absolutely, and if you don't do that, well, then it's getting problematic. So yeah, crossover with Shima should be a no-brainer, even if the crossover is low
Montana
HP.
also had great awareness. He will shoot HE, so or I don't know, maybe he had HE loaded the whole game. I don't know, but he will blast him pretty good there. Yes.
Yeah, that's good then. And but there is a like a package on the way for you here.
Yeah.
More torpedoes. What? Will you dodge them?
I thought I was safe there, but then I spotted these, so.
Yeah, Shima torpedoes are even scary for Kremlin, even with a good torpedo belt. But he managed to eat only 2, so yeah, that's quite some HP lost there. Yeah, and now Cyclone has hit. now usually the fun begins, right?
Yeah. In Russian battleships, Cyclone is definitely an advantage in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's surprised and the battleship catches you at the side, then maybe it'll end soon. But if you pay attention to the minimap and look at the last positions of the map, you can prepare yourself for that.
Yeah, I guess your
And
goal is here to get into the broadside of the
yeah,
Yamato.
to go full speed and catch the Yamato, but I'm not slow, not fast enough, unfortunately.
He realized the situation and
Yeah.
bailed.
He doesn't even have his guns turned to me, so he probably realized that he just has to go for
Yeah,
that.
that was the wisest division he could make, actually, in my opinion. Because reversing out,
Yeah. Nah. I would have killed him. I pinch him in the cheek and
yeah.
he has no chance. I mean, he can overmatch my bow, but well protected at these ranges, so...
And there we
Yeah,
go.
no, that Thunderer.
Choose the
He's also
target.
making questionable choices.
Showing broadside? Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah.
And what would... it would be enough fun without carriers, right? So
Yeah. I wasn't thinking of people go for me, but I guess I was wrong. But there's really not much else to strike. I mean, there's a Blob in B, but there's a Des Moines in there, and the Yoshino, which has also kind of good A, and that Montana and Gozovo are also pretty well protected.
yeah,
So
true.
I guess I'm the only one left he can strike.
Fun thing is, now you get someone in your broadside as well. This is, of course, absolutely catastrophic usually. But
I was thinking that, yeah, that was it. That's basically my game gone. But he is not aiming at me for some reason. He is,
I think he was
just
occupied with that
moving
Kurfürst there.
Yeah.
And there we see Mr. OP Captain, Mr. Kuznetsov proccing. And here I actually would have taken the ram, to be honest.
Yeah,
But I guess
I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I tried, but I failed.
here you get away with a lot of stuff, to be honest. I mean,
That Thunderer didn't have his guns turned, and I don't think he is AP loaded, and then Montana could have just annihilated me, but he's still busy with that Kurfürst. I tried to aim for his disablet. That worked.
yeah. And now we have a kind of glorious brawl here, where two of the enemy battleships are completely ignoring you, which is like obviously the best thing that can happen. That Thunderer, well, that's not a fire from the main guns. This was the secondaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at that point blank range, that Montana has no chance.
Yeah, over angry here, but I think the Thunderer could have punched through, especially if he aimed for the back turret, but he should say G.
But never mind. It's just HE, right?
Yeah, and there is the heal.
Yeah, right on time, just when you need it.
Right on time. And that other Montana finishes the Thunderer. I'm also very grateful for.
You might have had him there. I think he had enough broadside. But yeah, that's basically the game. I mean, you just racking up 290k damage, just like it is nothing somehow.
Somehow.
Yeah, I have to admit it. I mean, I watched the replay and was like, hey, what happened there?
11 citadels, that's huge damage, especially with these shells, they do tons of damage.
That's true, yeah. I mean, but you had also a lot of citadels to feast on there. I mean, so many exposed broadsides. But sometimes it's like super crazy what's happening. I mean, these guys completely ignoring you. The Montana aiming for the Kurfürst, who's angled instead of like going for the next best target that is showing broadside.
It really was the enemy's fault as well that I can do this amount of damage.
Yeah. I think
I should have died way early. I should not have survived this brawl at all.
Yeah, considering your HP, I think I would have gone for the ram on the Thunderer and good it is, and hoped your team will bring it home. I think that would have been the best trade, but yeah, there was an even better trade available somehow. So yeah, why not taking it, right? So now it's pretty simple.
Just gotta survive these attack planes.
Oh yeah, talking about simple, yeah. So, how many volleys do you need for the audacious?
I'm really bad at shooting carriers for some reason, but
They
this
are
time it
actually
was.
pretty well armored, to be honest. That's the thing. Pretty strong armor. Still some damage con left. That's good. I usually never use like 5 of them. It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree. Like, in my opinion, every battleship should have had these limited damage cons.
Alright, but that is even enough for you. And you end the game with a double citadel. Holy moly. Yeah, absolutely astonishing. I mean, as I said, as you already mentioned, with the help of the enemy, obviously. But yeah, ended up 355,000 damage game. Oh my. Just because of the carrier that added like, what, 70k more? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so, right?
he was generous.
And in the end, 15 citadels. What is the alpha of the AP?
14.5, I think.
Okay.
It's a bit less than Yamato. They nerfed it. Release it was over 15k, but then they nerfed it.
So that's yeah, quite some damage ranked up. Um, yeah, sadly no Kraken, but I guess was there even one available? I think not. Nah, maybe the Thunderer and the Shima, but yeah, that would be probably a bit asked
Yeah, the
for too
Shima,
much.
if you notice there, it wasn't even like turning my guns. I thought he's basically dead by the time my guns are on target.
Yeah, indeed, indeed, indeed. Um, yeah, and then the basic speed, 3.5k almost. Yeah, yeah. Seems as if Bavetti and you carried the game there.
Yeah, we also should not ignore this Montana, who is third. He was also doing some work, I think. He killed the Thunderer, he
Also the
lost on the
crosser boy,
Shima. Mm-hmm.
and even after that it drops. But yeah, place 1 to 4 is pretty good in terms of basic speed, especially considering that you all were top tier and it's
That
exclusive tier 10
enemy Shima
game.
with 1800 on a loss is also pretty good, though. 1800 base XP on a loss is
Yeah, well,
pretty
he
nice.
killed. That was the guy that killed both of your small ends.
Oh, yeah, okay. I think one was
Got a
either
cap.
captured
No,
or
he didn't got a
lost.
cap. So yeah, landed some torps on you. Probably damaged the crosser boy also on top. Yeah. Then the result is basically that. All right. Yeah, that was the game. Um, quite enjoyable experience for me to watch. Definitely, I was like a bit astonished when I saw what these two battleships did. And I was like, yeah, okay, in this case, it's maybe not Russian bias. It's just like, what the hell are they doing? But okay, in
What
the
the
end, we
hell are
have
they
these
doing?
replays then, and it's definitely fun to watch. Want to thank you, Barty, for joining me in here and explaining what
Yeah,
you
no.
had. For all those who watch this, I hope you had also some enjoyment. Not too in-depth analysis, but yeah, I think just a casual random replay analysis and yeah, what was going through Barty's mind and yeah, the results. Ta-da! There we go. Yes. So yeah, that's it from us, I guess.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Always fun to do this.
Yeah, and guys, if you like that, feel free to like it. Feel free to sub if you like the content. And apart from that, as usual, wish you a nice day and see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.